Today, we're going to a small village in central Nepal called Indreswor. And this isn't just any village. It's a place where a really old story, one full of gods and scandal, isn't just a myth, it's actually written right into the landscape, a legend you can literally go and touch today.
And that really gets to the heart of what we're exploring today. How does a story like that, a moment of, let's say, divine indiscretion from a Hindu legend, become a physical, permanent landmark in the real world? Well, to figure that out, we have to start with the place itself.
So first, let's get our bearings. Before we can really get into the story, we need to understand the setting. We're heading to a village development committee in the Kabrapalanchak district of Nepal.
Now, if you look at the census data from back in 1991, you see a pretty standard picture of a small village, right? Just under 4,000 people, about 650 houses. On paper, it looks like a quiet, pretty ordinary place. But honestly, those numbers don't even begin to tell the real story.
That's because the real identity of Indreswar, you're not going to find it in census data. Nope. You'll find it in its geography, in its architecture, and in the incredible legend that ties them both together. The story is literally part of the ground this place is built on. And to find that story, we have to zoom in, right to the heart of the village, to its most important landmark, the Indreshwar temple. This is the spot where history, myth, and geography all crash together.
You see, the temple sits in a really special location in the town of Panauti. It's at the exact point where two rivers, the Rosi and the Punyamati, merge into one. Now, in a lot of cultures, a place where rivers meet is seen as sacred, a powerful spot. And this one is definitely no exception. It's kind of the perfect stage for an epic tale.
And what a tale it is! We're not just talking about any old temple dedication here. This one is rooted in some classic divine drama, a story of seduction, jealousy, and, well, a very, very permanent punishment. So our first main character is Indra. In Hindu legend, this guy is a big deal. He's the king of the heavens, the god of rain and thunderstorms, a seriously powerful figure.
And our second character is Ahalya. She's the wife of a famous and very respected sage named Gautama. And, you guessed it, the meeting of these two is what kicks this whole story into high gear.
So here's how the legend goes down. Indra, the powerful god, seduces Ahalya. But when her husband, the sage Gautama, finds out, he is furious. Absolutely enraged. And in that fury, he puts this powerful curse on his wife for her role in the affair and transforms her into a stone. Talk about a dramatic end to a divine scandal.
Okay, so a god is dishonored, a wife gets turned to stone. It's a fantastic story, but how does that become a real place? This is where we get to see an ancient myth start to slowly transform into actual recorded history. The temple's roots, they go way, way back, possibly all the way to the 6th century. But a really key moment happens in the 13th century. That's when a princess, Virma Devi, officially establishes the shrine and dedicates it to Indra. Yep, the disgraced god from the legend. Fast forward to the 16th century, and this whole history is solid enough that it's actually recorded in a famous chronicle. The myth is becoming history.
All right, so here's the crucial point. This is how all of it, the data, the geography, the myth, the history, all of it comes together. This is the part where the story becomes something you can actually go and see for yourself. And here it is, the critical connection, a direct quote from our source material. It explicitly links the punishment from the myth, Ahalya being turned into a stone, to a specific physical object. Not just any old stone, but the stone, which is said to be sitting at the temple to this very day.
And that's the really incredible takeaway here. The story of Ahalya's curse isn't just told in Indreswar, it's believed to be physically there. That stone, sitting at the corner of the temple platform, is considered to be Ahalya herself, immortalized for all time. The legend has become a landmark.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? When we look at an old building, or a strange rock, or even just the point where two rivers meet, what are we actually seeing? How many other places out there in the world are hiding these epic stories, just waiting for someone to look past the surface and find the legend in the stone?